What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So the new V-Jump released a lot of information, like the new OCG ban list, the newest Yu-Gi-Oh set, which is going to be called Shining Victories, and then cards from the newest Yu-Gi-Oh set that's like current in the OCG, which is called Breaker of Shadows, which is after Dimension of Chaos. We're not going to see it in 2015. We'll see it early next year, but it's only 3 months left in this year. This is a new Buster Blader fusion card. A lot of people who play the game today probably have no idea what the heck Buster Blader is. Buster Blader was a really old card. It came out in like 2003, I think. It was from Pharaoh's Servant. It was an ultra rare. It was really popular because not only was it a good 2 tribute monster, which there weren't a ton of outside of like Barrel Dragon and Blue Eyes back in the day. And no one really played Blue Eyes other than Flute of Summoning Dragon combos. But it was popular because Yugi played it in the show, and he combined it with Dark Magician to make Dark Paladin. And I believe that the old Buster Blader was Earth 2600 attack. I forget its defense, and it got like 500 attack for each dragon your opponent controlled and had in their graveyard. So it was a real dragon destroyer, just like this card. And ironically enough, even though this card is the dragon destroyer, you need a dragon to actually summon it. See, it requires 1 Buster Blader, that super old ass card, plus any dragon, which it's kind of easy to summon if you can just use any dragon. Like, it's a shame the dragon rulers aren't available, but whatever. It has to be fusion summoned, cannot be special summoned by any other way, so it's a Nami. You can't call up the Haunted it back or Soul Charge it or whatever. Has 4 freaking effects. Effect number 1, it can't attack your opponent directly, which is kind of bad. I mean, it does mean that, like, if you just have this on the field, your opponent literally doesn't have to summon anything, and they can just they can totally just stall you out until you summon something else. But I mean, this guy's a world beater against monsters. Just wait. Effect number 2, this card gains 1000 attack and defense for each dragon your opponent has on their field or in their graveyard. That is really, really powerful. If there are going to be any new dragon archetypes, this guy is obviously a counter. I can see him easily getting to like 5800 attack, and he'll still be able to do a ton of battle damage. Effect number 3, all dragon type monsters your opponent controls are changed to defense position and cannot activate their effects anywhere. That's crazy. So you can't activate any dragon effects from your hand, from the graveyard. A lot of dragons trigger in the graveyard. You can't activate them like anywhere at all. That is really powerful. You don't see that effect built into many cards. I mean, that's like way better than skill drain. That's just fucking. I'm trying to think of another card that does that. I really can't think of any. Like Majesty's Fiend. Yeah, it's like Majesty's Fiend basically. Effect number 4, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. Okay, well, I mean, if it attacks, well, that's actually really good. If it attacks a dragon, obviously the dragon's in defense mode, but the fact that it has 2800 in piercing, to be honest, that kind of makes up for not being able to attack directly. This is a solid card. As long as they keep putting out new like versions of polymerization, this card is not bad. Okay, so there's a quick play. And if I'm not mistaken, this must be with this. Like, I guess Buster Blader is going to be an archetype now, because to me, this definitely looks like a dragon and Buster Blader. That might be Judgment Dragon. It looks like Buster Blader is trying to heal Judgment Dragon, doesn't it? And it's a quick play. This is Destroyer Fusion. It's a spell quick play. It's a quick play spell. I don't know why I read that directly. Spell quick play. It's a quick play spell. You can only activate Destroyer Fusion once per turn. Effect number 1, fusion summon 1. Oh, it's a fusion card too. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster that uses Buster Blader as a fusion material from your extra deck using materials from your hand or either side of the field as fusion materials. Holy shit, it's fucking super polymerization. Oh my god. And you can use it from the hand. Oh my god, that is ridiculous. It's fucking, oh my goodness. That means that if you have a Buster Blader in your hand and your opponent has a dragon on the field, you can just be like, Destroyer Fusion? Oh my god, that is crazy. This shit is super poly. Only difference is your opponent can respond to it. That is nuts. Effect number 2, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, add this card from your graveyard to the hand. Okay, that's not bad. You basically can just, when it activates and resolves and it goes to the graveyard, like if your opponent activates Vanities, you can just add it right back to your hand so that you could try it again during your next turn. You can't use it again that same turn, but that's really, really cool. I guess this is still part of the, oh, this. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is the new Buster Blader, because I'm getting a little nostalgic. My eyes tell me that that's Buster Blader. My eyes also tell me 2600 attack. That was Buster Blader's original attack. Again, Buster Blader was an Earth. He was not a Light. This tells me like this is gonna be the new Buster Blader card. We're not gonna have to play the Feral Servant version. This is Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer. Okay, so I guess they had to change the name a little bit. They just added the into it. All right, he has the same exact stat line and everything as the original Buster Blader from Feral Servant. This card is treated as Buster Blader while on the field or in the graveyard. If your opponent's if an opponent's monster is destroyed by battle or effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target that destroyed monster, equipped it to this card. Okay, that's not bad. That's really good. Once per turn, you can send one monster card equipped to this card to the graveyard. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type as the sent monsters type. Okay, that's not bad. At first, I thought it just destroyed all monsters. I'm like, okay, that's ridiculous. You're telling me I get to run over a Stratos and I could just like blow your entire field up even if you have set monsters? Like, that's dumb. But okay, so you only get to destroy the type that is equipped to this card. That's not bad. A new Buster Blader is way better than old Buster Blader. That's definitely a thing. And okay, we're going on. Looks like we have a new Synchro card. This is, once again, you see BOSH right there, so that's Breaker of Shadows. This is Enlightenment Paladin, 2500 attack, 2000 defense. Aren't those the Dark Magician stats? Level 8. It requires one tuner plus one or more non-tuners. Oh, it's generic. Okay, so whatever this is, we're all going to be playing it. You can only use the one effect of Enlightenment Paladin once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned by using a Magician Pendulum monster as synchro material, you can target one spell card in your graveyard, add it to the hand. Okay, so it's if you use a Pendulum Magician, it's kind of like Magician of Faith essentially. Effect number 2. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. This is not bad. This card is actually really good. I mean, obviously it's gonna work best in a Magician Pendulum deck, but from what it does is really good. I mean, the second it hits the field, it should pay for itself by getting you a free spell. And then if you run something over, which the stats are pretty good. I kind of wish that they were like 28. Like 300 more attack would be better, but you will inflict damage. And it's a way of inflicting damage when your opponent tries to put little monsters in and what's it called? In they try and set little monsters. All right, we have a Tuning Magician. Level 1 Dark Spellcaster. It's a tuner, obviously. It has tuning in the name. Got to be a tuner, right? That must be this little girl right here, 0/0. You can only use the one effect of Tuning Magician once per turn. If this card is in your hand or the graveyard while there is a Magician card in your Pendulum zone, you can special summon this card but banish it if it leaves the field. Okay, way to make quick synchros, I guess. Effect number 2. If this card is normal or special summoned, your opponent gains 400 life points, and if they do, you take 400 damage. Okay, so I guess essentially they had to balance. I mean, I guess they had to penalize you somehow from just being able to like special summon it from your hands or whatever. 400 life points is so irrelevant in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I don't care if I'm taking 400 damage and you gain 400. It's a net loss of 800 life points for me, but like it's not card advantage or anything. So like I don't really care. There's a new Super Heavy Samurai, level 3 Earth Machine effect. 100 attack, 2100 defense. This is not that big of a deal. With Super Heavy Samurais, having low attack is irrelevant. You cannot normal or special summon this card if there is a spell or trap, if there is a spell or trap in your graveyard. That might be a little hard to get around. Let's see. Effect number 1. And when you take battle damage while there is no spell or trap cards on your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the turn, if this card is special summoned by this effect, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. That's not bad. I mean, don't Super Heavy Samurai usually play some back row? I mean, they don't play a lot of back row from if my memory serves me. I played the deck a few times on stream, but I'm trying to think. I think they do play like some back row. So I don't know. And my Super Heavy Samurai knowledge isn't that high. So you guys are gonna have to tell me what you think of that card. All right, this looks like a whole bunch of reprint stuff. Oh wow, what is this card? The Phantom Knights of Breaksword. That artwork looks awesome. The artwork looks really cool. It's a rank 3 XC. 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense. Materials are 2 level 3s. It's generic. That's cool. Effect number 1, once per turn, you can detach and exceed material from this card. Then target 1 card on each side of the field, destroy them. Okay, so it's basically like baby Scrap Dragon. Yeah, it's like an exceed version of Scrap Dragon. Burning Abyss would fucking love that. Effect number 2, if this exceed summon card is destroyed, so again, only you can't use this effect when soul charged or called to haunted it, whatever. You can target 2 Phantom Knights monsters with the same level in your graveyard. You cannot special summon. Wait, you cannot special summon monsters other than dark monsters for the rest of the turn. Also special summon them, but they each gain 1 level. Oh, okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around this effect. I'm like, wait, what? Okay, so when this guy dies, you can target that. You can target 2. You can target 2 Phantom Knights, which I guess are going to be a new archetype. They have to have the same level, and you can't special summon any like other monsters except dark for the rest of the turn. But you get to special summon those 2 Phantom Knights, and they each gain a level. So let's say hypothetically you summon this guy and you attack into a Mirror Force. You can get the 2 Phantom Knights right back that you used to make him, and then you can just succeed for a rank 4. It has to be a dark rank 4 though. It has to be like Master Key Beater or some shit. You can't go into like a Utopia, at least not a light Utopia. If there's a dark Utopia, I don't know of it. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here are the Phantom Knight cards. Okay, so this is the Phantom Knight of Rugged Glove. What's up with that name though? Like, this is such a weird name. Hopefully these guys are fiends so that you can play Tour Guide in this deck. Oh, damn it, they're warriors. Okay, that's whack. I was like, oh my god, if they're fiends, we could instantly throw Tour Guide and make this dude like off of 1 card. That would be so awesome. It does mean that you can search them from Rhoda though. It's a dark warrior, 1,000 attack, 500 defense. You can only use each effect of Phantom Knights of Rugged Glove once per turn. Let's see. Effect number 1: a dark exceed summon monster using this card as exceed material gains the following effect. If the exceed monster is exceed summoned, it gains 1,000 attack. Okay, that's pretty good. So that means if you go into this guy, he'll instantly have 3k instead of 2k. I thought he was already good at 2k. Let's see. Effect number 2: if you banish this card from your graveyard, you can send 1 Phantom Knights card or Phantom Knight spell from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, so a free foolish burial, but I gotta see more of the archetype to know. If that's good or not. I'm gonna assume that it's good, and I guess they're saying, wait, there's a note, Horn of the Phantom Beast, but these guys are warriors. That wouldn't work. I don't know what they're talking about with that. The Phantom Knights of Dusty Robe. Okay, I was just making sure that this dude was level 3. He's level 3. Looks like they're really not impressive when it comes to their stats. I mean, they are only 3 stars, so much like Burning Abyss, there may only be 1 or 2 beaters in this entire archetype. You can only use each effect once per turn, just like the other guy. If this card is in face-up attack position, you can target 1 dark monster on the field, change this card to defense position, and if you do, that target gains however much 100 it was in the anime. Wait, what? I guess this is not a confirmed effect. Attack and defense until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay, I guess this is like not a fully translated effect because that does not seem like it's worded right. Effect number 2: you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Phantom Knights card other than itself from your deck to your hand. Okay, this one seems really good. Yeah, you can just, when it's in the graveyard, you just get to banish it and you get to add any Phantom Knight card other than itself. It's kind of like Phantom Knight Stratos, but just from the graveyard. And this spooky card must be, I'm going to assume that this is a Phantom Knight card too. This is Phantom Knight Fog Blade. That's a continuous trap card. Activate this card by targeting 1 effect monster on the field. You can only use the 2 effect once per turn. Effect number 1. That target cannot attack and cannot be attacked, and its effects are negated when it leaves the field. Destroy this card. Okay, so it's kind of like a pseudo Phoenix Chain. Yeah, it can't attack and the effects are negated, so it's like a kind of themed Phoenix Chain. Effect number 2: you can banish this card from the graveyard, target 1 Phantom Knight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but banish it if it leaves the field. Okay, so if nothing else, this is a like way better version of Phoenix Chain that's specific for this deck, And when it's in the graveyard, you get to like you get to summon a Phantom Knight back. But you know, it leaves if it leaves the field, it gets banished. But if you exceed with the monster, then like who cares? You get what I'm saying? All right, so it looks like that's pretty much it, but a lot of interesting stuff in here, man. We got a new archetype called the Phantom Knights, which they look pretty cool. Their Exceed's legitimate. I love the artwork on this card. We got Buster Blader, which is going to be a new archetype too, so that's a real throwback, man. So anyways, tell me what you guys think. Thank you for watching as always.